well. And Tim, that's traffic this morning.
All right, thanks, Kevin. 7:23 the time right now, 74 degrees outside. The 130th British Open golf tournament started today. The golfers, in fact, are on the course as we speak. Tiger Woods is a top contender, of course, but a lot of Minnesotans are pulling for our local boy, Tom Lehman. The Minnesota golfer is mentioned in a book called Golf's Funniest Anecdotes. It features funny stories about some of the most famous golfers who have ever stepped onto the course. And joining us to talk about that book this morning is its author, Dick Krauser. Good morning, Dick.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Okay, so far.
Not golfing.
Well, I took the day off.
From golfing and writing.
Yes.
Tell us why you decided to write this book.
Well, I had written a similar book a few years back, just short, quickie, funny stories in which the punchline was usually a quote. It went across all sports, and there's a local publishing house, Meadowbrook Press. Bruce Lansky is the publisher, and he knew about that book, and he asked me if I could do something similar on golf, and there it is. Yeah.
From life's most frustrating moments often come humor, and golf is probably one of the most frustrating games ever created. Can you talk a little bit about, from your perspective, of the golfers of today versus the golfers, the old pros from the 60s and 50s?
Well, for one thing, you won't find many of the contemporary golfers in this book because, well, you know, Tiger and Mickelson and Duval and Davis Love, they're all fabulous golfers, but they're not characters. They're pretty straight-laced, so there's not much funny about those guys.
So they're just out there being professionals there, but it's the stuff that happens off maybe the course sometimes that adds some extra dimension to those people.
And you don't hear about anything from those guys. So.
Well, speaking of stories, let's go over a few of your favorite stories, and let's begin with Tom Lehman.
One of the Lehman stories is he and his wife were entered in a mixed pairs tournament where the team plays one ball and they alternate shooting it. So Lehman led off with a big booming drive, and they got out to the ball, and his wife scuffed one into the woods. So he went into the woods and hit a fabulous shot onto the green 10 feet from the pin. So she goes up with her putter, hits one 20 feet past the pin. He goes over, makes the 20-footer coming back, and on the way to the next tee, he gently reminded her that she was going to have to do a little better than that. And she said, "What are you talking about? You had 3 shots, I had only 2.
That's not a golf story. That's a marriage story. Right. You also have one about Arnold Palmer and Ben Hogan.
Hogan was one of Palmer's heroes, and Palmer was coming up the 18th fairway. He needed a par to win the tournament, but his approach shot went over the green, into a trap, under the lip. Extremely difficult, impossible shot. And he looked over, and he saw Jim Murray, the L.A. sports writer, and he said, "Jim, how would Hogan play this?" And Murray said, "What would Hogan do in a spot like this?" And Murray said, "Hogan wouldn't be in a spot like this."
You also have one about Gary Player, I noticed.
Gary was something of an animal rights guy, and he was playing in a desert tournament in Arizona, and after a round he had heard that one of the players, had killed a snake on the course that day, and he was very upset about this. He said, you know, if a snake won't hurt you if you don't bother him. And Dave Stockton said, "A snake won't hurt you if he's dead either." Yeah.
Let me ask you, what do you do better? Do you write better or do you golf better? You personally?
Oh, definitely write better.
I think everybody says that. When given a choice between golf and something else, the golf is always the thing that they don't think that they do as well. Well, Dick Krauser has written a book. It's called Golf's Funniest Anecdotes about Arnie, Jack, Ben, Lee, Tiger, Sam, and all the rest. This is the book now, and it's available where, Dick?
Well, all the main bookstores and on the internet, Amazon.
So pick it up for yourself or the golfer you love. Dick, thanks for coming in this morning.
Welcome.
Your top stories are coming your way in just a couple of minutes, including